How to handle being in love with two people. While many people revel in the idea of a single soulmate, it's possible to feel love for two people at the same time. This can be confusing, especially if you are presently in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, figure out how to cope with feelings that verge on emotional infidelity. After figuring out your needs and wants, look into how to move forward. If you're in a relationship currently, you'll want to set firm boundaries for the future. Method 1. Evaluating your feelings. Step 1. Look into any differences between how you love each person. If you find yourself in love with two people, these people may be meeting different emotional needs. Identifying the different reasons you love each person can help you figure out how to move forward. What do you get from each person? Your current boyfriend or girlfriend may bring you stability, but your love for him or her may feel like friendship love. You may have passion for another person that's missing from your current relationship. If you're experiencing two different types of love, there are ways to navigate this. At the beginning of a relationship, you may be more passionate about someone. If you're feeling passion for someone new, you can limit your contact with that person to conversation. For example, you can learn new things about someone and allow yourself to experience the emotional infatuation of a romance while staying physically faithful to your current partner. However, be careful. You should be comfortable letting both parties know what is going on. If you're hiding something from your partner, you may be having an emotional affair. Step 2. Think about your needs and wants. Our culture tends to value monogamy, both emotionally and physically. However, you may want and need different things out of a relationship. Do you feel you need to be emotionally invested in one person at a time? Some people only want to focus on one person at once. Many people find their capacity for love, romantic or otherwise, is not finite. Think about how loving two people makes you feel. Do you feel exhausted by it, or invigorated? Is it something you feel guilty about, or do you feel comfortable with the fact you love two different people? Identify what you need. Do you need a relationship with only a single person, or are you open to loving two people at once? Step 3. Consider your take on emotional monogamy. You may need to be loyal to one person on an emotional level as well as a physical one. For others, emotional monogamy is not necessary. You can be physically faithful to one person, but have feelings for people outside of your relationship. For some, the ability to love one person at a time is vital to a happy relationship. Some people feel you cannot truly fall in love with two people, as love requires you have an intimate connection with only a single person. Not everyone shares this sentiment. You may not believe love has a finite value. If this is the case, monogamy may not be in your best interest. Consider pursuing a relationship with both parties at the same time, keeping your expectations open. Dating casually can allow you to explore your options. Method 2. Navigating your current relationship. Step 1. Consider whether you're having an emotional affair. If you're currently in a relationship, loving two people can pose problems. If you and your partner have not agreed to an open relationship, being in love with another person can constitute an emotional affair. This can cause feelings of pain and betrayal for your current partner. Look for any signs you're having an emotional affair. You may feel the need to justify your behavior due to latent guilt. You may, for example, need to reassure yourself constantly you and this person are just friends, or think of justifications for spending time with this person. You may also feel the need to cover your tracks. If you're hiding something from your partner, you may be doing something wrong. You may, for example, delete text message or lie to your partner about spending time with the other person. Do you obsessively think or daydream about this person? Do you feel excitement when you know you get to see this person? If so, that's definitely a sign it's emotional infidelity. Step 2. Evaluate whether your feelings for your partner are waning. If you're in love with two different people, this may be a warning sign about your current relationship. You may be falling out of love with your current partner. How happy are you in your current relationship? If there have been problems for a while, your attachment to another person may be a warning sign. Do you complain about your partner to this person? Do you find yourself comparing this person to your partner? You may find this new person has qualities you feel your partner lacks. If so, you may be latching onto someone completely different because your current relationship is not working. Step 3. Discuss your feelings with a therapist. A therapist can help you figure out how to sort through your feelings and proceed in your relationship. If you're not currently seeing a therapist, you can get a referral for one through your regular doctor. If you believe your relationship is in serious trouble due to outside feelings, consider seeing a couples counselor with your partner to discuss these issues. Step 4. Talk to your partner, if you feel comfortable doing so. Pick the right time to talk and eliminate distractions when you have the discussion. Make sure you turn off phones and computers. Have empathy. It can be painful for your partner to hear you're in love with someone else, and you don't want to minimize his or her pain. Allow your partner to feel what he or she is feeling. For example, don't say something like, "Lots of people have been where you've been and have gotten over it." This may come off as dismissive. Form a game plan together. You may decide it's best to end the relationship, or to open up the relationship. Your partner may want you to lessen contact with the other party to salvage things. Whatever you decide, make sure you set clear boundaries both you and your partner agree to and fully understand. Step 5. Cope with an emotional affair. Try to schedule times to think about the other person. Trying to never think about this person may backfire. If you give yourself a little leeway once a day, it may help you get over this person long-term. Allow yourself time to grieve the relationship. A non-physical relationship can be as intimate and close as a physical one. It will take you some time to feel better about ending the affair. It's normal to miss the person in the aftermath. Try to keep busy and surround yourself with friends. Invest in your current relationship. If you've made the choice to stay with your current partner, you need to spend time repairing any damage done by the emotional affair. Try to become physically intimate through sex, cuddling, and touch. Remind yourself why you fell in love with your partner to begin with, and why your relationship is worth it. Method 3. Choosing one person. Step 1. Make a choice. You may have feelings of love for both people, but want a monogamous relationship. Figure out which party to choose. Think about your goals. You and this person should have similar moral values, and want similar things for the future. Think about how much each person influences you. If you find one person influences your personality more, that person may be right for you. You should also consider your feelings for someone. People tend to feel more infatuated with compatible romantic matches. You may find yourself putting one person on more of a pedestal. You may play up one person's good qualities slightly more. Step 2. Let the person you did not choose know you want to talk. If you make a choice, you should let the other party know. It's best to have the conversation face to face, if you feel comfortable doing so, so give the person a heads up you would like to have a serious discussion. For example, you could send a text that says something like, "Hey, there's something that's been on my mind. I would really like to talk to you as soon as possible. Are you free for coffee tomorrow?" Step 3. Break things off in a clear fashion. Do not leave any ambiguity in the breakup. For example, "I've decided I want to end the romantic portion of our relationship." Avoid phrases like, "I think we should," and "I feel." Step 4. Give a specific reason, if you feel comfortable. Many people crave closure after a breakup. If you feel like this information would be best left out, give other reasons that contributed to you choosing the other person without explicitly mentioning there's someone else. If you feel comfortable mentioning the other person, say something like, "As you know, I've also been dating Ryan. While I value the time you and I have spent together, I think Ryan is a more compatible match for me long-term. I would like to start seeing him exclusively. For many reasons, you may rather leave the other person out." Instead of explicitly mentioning you've chosen someone else, mention the factors that contributed to your choice. For example, "I just feel like, long-term, we don't have the same goals and values. I think we would both be better off with someone who's on the same path." Step 5. Move forward with the other person. Once you've broken up with the other party, move forward. Work on establishing a new relationship with someone you love. You may have some lingering feelings for the other person, but limit contact with that person as you focus on your new romance. With time and distance, those feelings will fade. Method 4. Establishing a polyamorous relationship. Step 1. Learn about polyamory. Polyamorous people are open to having multiple romantic relationships at once, as long as all parties consent to this kind of romance. People who are polyamorous do not feel monogamy is necessary to a happy and fulfilling relationship. Polyamory is not a choice. A lot of it depends on your emotional comfort level and your feelings about love and romance. If you're able to be in love with two people at the same time, you may be polyamorous. There are many ways to figure out if you're polyamorous. Look back on your relationships. Are you able to be fulfilled by a single person, or do you frequently find yourself craving love and sex outside of your relationship? If it's the latter, you may be polyamorous. There is some stigma against polyamory, but work to shut that out. Remember, when it comes to relationships, one size does not fit all. Step 2: set clear boundaries. Boundaries are always important in a relationship, and especially so if you're in love with two people. Make sure all parties involved know the rules for the given situation, and that everyone is comfortable with the game plan. If you're looking into an open or semi-open relationship, make sure everyone knows what is and is not okay. Are you allowed to be physically intimate with both parties? Can your partners pursue relationships outside of their romance with you? These are questions you need to ask when proceeding with an open relationship. If your current partner does not want a completely open relationship, he or she may want you to taper off contact with the other person. If this is the case, make sure you know the kind of contact you're allowed to have and what sorts of contact violate your partner's trust. Step 3: ease into any new rules in a relationship slowly. Transitioning from monogamy to polyamory can be difficult. If your partner is comfortable with you pursuing outside relationships, consider whether you should do so right away. There is no reason to rush polyamory. Expect some tension. Polyamorous or open relationships can be healthy and loving. Be willing to compromise and smooth over any differences that arise. Step 4: keep communication open as you move on. However you decide to proceed, you and your partner should keep communication open. Talk to your partner regularly about your feelings. If you're seeing two people at once, let both parties know if your feelings regarding them change at any point in the future. If being in love with two people is causing a lot of tension in a relationship, you can talk to a couples counselor. A qualified counselor can help you and your partner figure out better ways to communicate. Thanks for watching.